Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Going to go over our Forex trades for today, Tuesday, February 4th. Not a whole lot of economic news out there to report on. There was a story, though, that wasn't about Blackstone, but as you've probably heard before, it was about hedge funds, Blackstone being probably the largest one. That got in the real estate market over the last few years, buying up homes and renting them out. The firms that did it, there's a handful of firms, about a half a dozen or so firms. In the past 2 years, they put $20 billion into the real estate market. And what they do is they bundle the houses together and they sell it as bonds that the interest for the bonds are paid from the rent that comes in. And obviously they have different scales of risk on those bonds because they rent to different credit-worthy people or even businesses for that matter. And what happened when they rolled it out, the bonds last year, they were oversubscribed. They were all, so many people were excited about it. They traded well above par. And apparently, it was yesterday or last week, those bonds actually traded right around par or maybe even just below par. So it was a bit, there's a story out there, one that I just wanted to bring your attention to. We believe that a good percentage of this real estate market, or you want to call real estate a rebound, as some people have said, we believe a good percentage of it is because of that $20 billion that went into real estate. That's a lot of money to be buying real estate with. That's a lot of houses that it buys, so it's a lot of price support that it created. You take that $20 billion out of the real estate market, I think the houses we wouldn't have seen. Obviously, we wouldn't have seen as strong of a rebound as we've seen. Not that it's booming out there in real estate by any means, but we feel it's just a lot of capital that flowed into real estate for the first time ever by hedge funds getting involved in the real estate market in that manner. Not buying REITs and whatnot, but actually buying houses and not commercial property to rent out. So we wanted to throw that out there. If the one question in from that story was, are they looking to liquidate now that the bonds are trading right around par or even below par, which might mean that might mean the interest in that type of investment is waning on Wall Street amongst investors. And if that's the case, if those bonds continue to trade down over the coming months, those hedge funds are not going to want to sit there holding the real estate that they've bought. They could, they may, and they just might, ride it out, or they may start to liquidate. And if they start to liquidate, look out. But, just wanted to throw it out there. Anyway, as far as our trading, like I said, not a lot of economic news. We did have two trades. Very slow. Picked up 5.9 pips. Made 6.5 pips on one. Lost about a half a pip on the other. So we'll show you the trades we did. We were short the pound dollar 1.63096, as you see here. The thing we picked up 6.5 pips here. The thinking was there was a little consolidation. The consolidation is on either side of the figure. 1.63000. So we covered just ahead of that, 1.63031. So I think it was a good trade. Did we leave some on the table? Maybe we left, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11 pips on the table, sure. But it could have very easily held the figure by, by 1 or 2 pips and rebounded, and we could have been sitting at a loss. So I think it was a really good trade on our part there. We took what the market could really give us. Sure, we didn't max it out, but again, I think it was a good trade. The second trade was a long in U.S. dollar Swiss franc. It looks a lot easier on this chart. It took a while. We were in it for probably 20 minutes and just wasn't going positive. We were down 2-3 pips, back to being back to being even, maybe up a half a pip and then back down. So we just got out, basically pushed, lost 0.6 pips. Not worth trying to hold on to it. And as you see here, it took about a half an hour to start to move, and then about an hour later, it finally popped. So a difficult trade, not a whole lot to say about it. So that's it. We're going to wrap it up. If you're still trading now, good luck. We did have one swing trade this morning, which was a profitable trade, so that was good. We had a couple of signals that went out. One got filled, the other one we canceled. Weren't getting filled on it. So, and last night we had 2 additional signals from the ones that we spoke about yesterday afternoon, but didn't get filled by about 11:30 at night, so just canceled those. And so that's it. We're going to wrap it up. If you're still trading now, good luck, and we'll be back assuming we get some action tomorrow. If not, it'll be whenever we do have some scalp trades. All right, have a great rest of your day.